All right, welcome. This is Conversations with Carla, and I have no idea what show we're on. I'm going to just pick a number and say it's 15. And this is actually Regina's third time on.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's exciting.
It is. People love you. They love your knowledge, your wisdom. And the other feedback that I've been getting is people really appreciated the opportunity to show their website, to show their landing pages, and to get instant feedback, not only what to do, but you've also been walking people through how to do that on these blabs.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Mm-hmm.
So thank you for that. And I know the people who watch, even the replays, are getting a lot of value. So before we get into it, for those who don't know you yet, do you mind sharing a little bit about you, your history, and what's your why? Like, what?
Yeah, sure. Okay. So thank you for having me on your blab. I appreciate that, and I have found it so fun. You're such a wonderful guest, so thank you for that.
Mm-hmm.
So my name's Regina, and I have been doing IT work for about 20 years. I am a Navy contractor during the day, building websites and databases for the government. And in the evenings, I am a coach, and I help people with their websites, getting their web system up and running, helping them to be able to get out in front of people on the internet, be able to build their email list. And one of the things that has eluded me for some time is actually how to be able to put a landing page together and have somebody opt in for your information, that you have value as a subject matter expert. So when I finally mastered the process, I wanted to be able to share that with other people. There's a lot of folks out there who have a lot of wonderful skills, a lot of extraordinary gifts,
Mm-hmm.
and they want to be able to present themselves on the web with a business image that is professional and that looks good, and to be able to start building their business online, really making money online through providing services and products. So, and the way people do that is to be able to have the opportunity for somebody to use technology to be able to offer something for free. The landing page that we use in the program that I teach is where somebody would be able to provide, say, a free report. If you're a coach, to be able to provide information on a particular program that you're doing, that folks would be able to get information for free online. If you're posting information on Facebook or social media, that you're not just posting information out there, but you're also providing information in exchange for somebody's name and email address. And then you have the opportunity to start building a relationship with that person.
Yes.
Through email and sharing information that they were interested in, whatever it was that you were promoting. And
hang on one second. Can you turn down your volume a little or something? Because there's some feedback is happening when you talk. Yeah.
How about that? Does that sound a little bit better?
Yeah, that sounds clearer to me. Just curious, Leon or Pauline, were you hearing that as well? I just want to, because sometimes it could just be me, but no. Okay. Perfect. Anyway, okay, so great. So recap. So one thing I just want to share, I was on the call with Regina the other day, and out of the blue, she said something like, well, when I worked at the Pentagon, blah, 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 blah. And my mind just like was blown, right? So like this wealth of knowledge and the expertise that she has, that like the most powerful thing in the world, right? Like our government, like hires you to do this. Like it still blows my mind, you know? So anyway, I don't want that to like.
Okay. Well, thank you for pulling that out, because sometimes it's something that I don't necessarily share off the cuff, but yeah, if somebody wants to know what exactly, what experience that I have, they would want to be able to know that I have, years worth of wealth and information in helping the government to be able to manage their information online, right? Like this is something that I do professionally, as well as coach people how to small businesses and entrepreneurs. So
Yeah,
yeah,
in
thank
terms
you
of
for that.
sure, and in terms of professional, right? It's not like you're just helping a dog walker get their business going, which is also important, but like, you know, it takes a lot to get that job. So I just want to like, you know, here, I'll also give you like some virtual props, you know, for that.
Thank you. That feels good.
And so, what was your, you know, a little bit more about you? What was your drive to get into coaching? Like I heard like you found this out and you wanted to share, but is there, what is the why, or why do you want to help, you know, average folks like me, and those watching to grow their business?
Okay, great. So for me, it is something that excites me to be able to actually create a web page from scratch, from nothing, and kind of paint a picture.
Yeah.
And it's something that I really enjoy doing. And there are only, you know, so many web pages that I can build by myself, where it really is fun and exciting finding out what somebody else's passion is, that I would be able to help them to be able to put their picture, if you will, on the internet to be able to start attracting business.
Yeah.
So it was really frustrating for me for a long time. I've been doing web pages since, well, almost 19 years, 20 years. And it hasn't always been easy, right? Writing code line from line. And now technology has given us the opportunity to do things out of the box and almost automate the whole process on how to build your email list. But there's still a lot of pieces involved,
Yeah.
right? It can be very confusing. Every day there is new marketers coming out telling you how to be able to grow your business online, and it can be overwhelming when that's not necessarily somebody's forte, right?
I'm just,
For you, for example, right?
yeah.
So you're skilled in healing, you're skilled in helping people in the arts and helping people to be able to find their true purpose. And if you're not necessarily knowledgeable about putting together web pages, then maybe it would be better for you to have somebody like me to help you with that piece, so you can concentrate on healing people and getting yourself out there to be able to provide the services that you provide.
Right, which is the
Right?
relationship we have. You have helped me and do help me.
And Carla has an awesome landing page that she's put together. Can I share that one?
Yeah, yeah.
I have the link, as a matter of fact.
Okay, great. That's this is also good because I'm really putting myself out there, so I feel my face like getting a little bit red and nervous, but it's good. So
go ahead. You want to speak to this landing page a little bit, since I'm going to put the link out?
Yeah, and I would like to do it in a way where it's talking
conducive
about
with,
yeah, with the three, you know, best practices, you know,
okay.
3, 5, 7, but whatever number we decide to choose. But what I will say, like, this was probably my 4th revision of this particular landing page, and what I really want to get out there for people is it doesn't have to be perfect the first time. Like, just get the stuff out there. And then the beautiful thing, at least with lead pages, of what I used on this is you could tweak it and it's still live. So it doesn't prevent someone from seeing it. Like, it doesn't you don't have to take it offline and tweak it and put it back online.
Oh, I love that. Yes.
Right.
I love that.
And so just know that about lead pages. And Regina is a master at lead pages. So I can't share my screen, but if you click on that link, you will see this lead page. And this is actually more, and I actually thought about this earlier. This isn't actually a lead page. It's more like a sales page.
It is.
And so that's something I would really like to discuss, because on both actually my lead pages are actually, one, I do give away a free healing or a free session, and I'll post that too, which is what we used. You helped me create a lead box on, and so we could talk the difference between a lead box, a lead page, and a sales page, because like someone who is new, right, or is new, all of these terminologies, like what the hell do they mean?
Mm-hmm.
So why don't we do that? Why don't we break it down from the very beginning of what's optimal for people to have? Hi, Tatum, welcome.
Okay.
And then we'll go from there. And one thing that I just want to say for people to ask a question, you do /Q and then a space, and a question will pop up. So Regina's going to go ahead and we're going to walk you through how to do landing pages, what to do, what not to do. And then we really want questions, and we would really love to actually see your website or see your landing page and give you some critiques. And we do have to hop off pretty much at the 3 o'clock. So get your questions in as soon as possible. Okay. I just said a lot of words, so sorry about that, guys.
So we want to be able to share information that is relevant for you all who are on the call, that I would love to know where you're at in your business and how you're using the internet, and tell you a little bit about how landing pages would be able to possibly grow your business. So I have a program called the Client Getting Web System, where I help people to put their WordPress website together, to put up a landing page that they would be able to promote, and to be able to build your email list, the back end piece, where you're able to start generating emails to be able to start communicating with your community, your tribe online, right?
Yeah, and so let's just stop there for 1 minute. So the reason why you want that email list is, they call it like it's your gold, right? Like it's the only thing that is yours. Meaning, if Facebook went away, all of those groups that you created, you're not going to have contact with them. And so the important part of a list is these people trust you, they like what you're offering, and then you can give content through email lists. Now, the other thing I will say is a lot of people don't open emails anymore. So you have to be a little bit more creative and not so pitchy in emails. Cause I've unsubscribed for like 70 email lists because it was all promotions. So there's something about nurturing that, but that's why we want it, because any other platforms could instantly go away.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And it's something where you would also start to come off as a subject matter expert, like they joined your email list for one reason or another. I have a program called Money Attraction Mastery, where we actually put together a web system where you would be able to start bringing in money into your business using online technology. And with that program, it helps you to start building your email list, right? Like it's all in the list. What Carla shared is true. When you do have your social media folks, your social media community, that's one thing, and you're posting that way, but you also want to look at being able to like somebody shared in the chat, to make your email list personable, that you are actually speaking to who your audience is, what their needs are. In mine, it was people who were working a 9-to-5 job, paycheck to paycheck, and struggling to be able to make ends meet. And I was in the same situation a couple of years ago and found that I really needed to change my money mindset, like put my debt reduction plan on autopilot and really look at different ways where I could start bringing in money. And when I did that, I had a huge shift in my business where I was able to start focusing on how to be of service to people in my world, to people in my community, and really being open to what people's needs were, not just necessarily what I thought I could sell, but really listening to people. And I started networking with them, finding out how I could be of service to them, and also providing value. So,
right, which is the precursor to what we're going to talk about, right? So we're going to walk you through of how to do a lead page, a sales page, there was something like a lead magnet. But before you really could do any of that, you really have to know, or at least have an idea. And of course, everything could be tweaked. Like, what do you have to offer? What do you people really want? Who are your people? Because once you get that, the rest, the terminology is so easy because you speak to their needs and their fears and desires, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you'll know exactly what to give. That is like a no-brainer that they'll say yes and give you their email to have that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
All right.
And one of the things about having the opportunity to build an email list, like you see opportunities all the time to be able to join people's email lists, but it's not necessarily the easiest thing for somebody to do when, yeah, if you have a company that's generating, $250,000 a year, it's really easy for them to put together a website that would be able to generate, create offers like that. But if you're just starting out in business and you don't necessarily have a website, you don't want to spend a lot of time working on the ones and zeros of a website when what you're really up to is getting clients and building your business. You want to be able to, what I do in my client getting web program is show people how to bake a cake, how to use these tools to be able to put together this cake the easiest, the quickest, most affordable way possible. And if you want to change different pieces, different ingredients later on, you can. That's not a problem. But you put together this cake and you're able to start building your email list by the end of the class. Or if we work together one-on-one coaching, that we would set up the system so that you can start to be able to promote your products or services.
Great.
So that's really what a landing page is. A landing page is a web page, a single page that only has one action on it. And that is in exchange for a free report. If you are somebody who is well-versed in photography and you have a great tip for people to be able to take wonderful smashing pictures like every single time, you might put together a white paper and offer that as a product on your website that people would see, oh, wow, she really knows what she's talking about, or he's really great at this. He's been doing this for years. I want to be able to take good pictures. So I'm going to go ahead and download this report on how to take a awesome picture every single time. And in that moment, the photographer now has their name and email address, and they're able to start sending them more information, and may even have a class of their own that they want to promote or a product that they want to sell. And you want to give information to your community. A great rule is like 80% content to your email list and 20% sales, right? Yes. Like Carla said earlier, you don't necessarily want to spam people, buy, but you do want to give value to your community wherever you are most knowledgeable.
Yeah, Gary Vee always says, give, ask.
Yes.
And actually what he does is give, and tell. He's like, buy my fucking book. because he's created like this wealth of knowledge, and it's like, now buy this $20 really book. Good. Come on, people. Like, so the other important part there's so many important parts, but it is also about your brand, right? So you could be goofy, you could be serious. Like, think about your lead magnets of, how can your personality show on that too? Like, what separates you from the next person?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I just want to ask the people who are watching, again, please ask questions or let us know, like, do you have a page up? Are you starting to create one? Like, how can this particular blab be really helpful for you? And if we don't hear from you, then we're just going to keep doing what we're doing.
Yeah, well, how about if I share with them some of the best practices? Like if they are getting ready to
let's do it.
Build a landing page, that they would have these key points that they'd be able to take away with them.
Brilliant.
So some best practices and these are some that try them on. If they work for you, great. If they don't, that's okay too. But I have found that these 5 best practices really work well with landing pages. So number 1, make your call to action obvious, like a big button that is yellow or orange that they can't miss, like right up there in their face, that they would be able to click on the button to be able to get whatever it is that you're promoting. Make it obvious and even spell it out for them. Enter your name and email address in this form to be able to download this free what have you. That it is really clear what they are to do on the page. And you don't want to have a whole bunch of other things to do on the page. You don't necessarily want to have any other links. The page has one purpose, and that's to be able to grow your email list and provide value. So there's only one button to click. Now, I have seen some of them that have 5 buttons, but they all go to the same thing.
Yes.
Right? That you're feeding them throughout, that they would be able to click that button whenever, if you have a lot of information that you want to share, that they'd be able to click that button and hop onto the email list, but it's only one thing that you're promoting.
I have a
that
question.
was my second tip. Yeah.
So we get those boxes that pop up, right? Like a lead box, and it's just like download, the 3 best landing page practices here, right? And it's like really tiny. And then we have the pages that will have, like the mine's actually sales page, but like a bigger page where, like you said, there'll be like 3 places to click. In the web terminology, what's the difference between, like, what are those different things called?
Oh, great. Okay. So there is a landing page, which is a full web page. It takes up the whole screen. That gives people information about your free offer. There's also what's called a lead box. And sometimes when you go to a website because you're looking for some particular information, when you are there for a few moments, this lead box will pop up and it says, hey, if you're looking for more information on this, type your name and email address, and that too serves the same purpose as a landing page, but it's just this little pop-up box that has a introductory statement, whereas a landing page may have a little bit more information about your free product, your ebook that they can download, or a video that they would be able to watch in order to get more information.
Great. And so, like on my website at the top, like it has some Periscope tips, right? So what is that called? That little thing on top.
The opt-in box.
Opt-in box. Okay. So see, there's so many freaking terminologies that just melt the brain sometimes.
And I think I shared yours. Let me just see. Yeah. So if you want to take a look at what Carla's opt-in box looks like, here's her webpage. That when you go to Carla's page, and this is one of the points that I want to share, you want to have your opt-in above the fold. And what I mean by above the fold is on the top half of your web page. Carla shared in another blab that the above the fold term came from when you have a newspaper, for example, and you fold it in half, you put all of the great juicy headline stuff above the fold on the top half of the page. And you can certainly have more information further down where people would actually have to scroll down to get to that information. But for your call to action, you don't want them to have to scroll. They land on the page, bam, here's your free thing. This is what you came for. This is what you're looking for. Here it is. Click here. So yeah, above the fold. If you check Carla's out, you would see above the fold where she has her opt-in box. And hers is actually in regards to Periscope and Blab and getting more information about these awesome products. Another key point. Did you want to speak to that any, Carla, before I jump back into my list?
Yeah, keep going.
Okay. So another thing that you want to be mindful of is asking for as little information as possible, right? So if you have a landing page that asks for 2 things or 3 things, name, email address, and phone, people are going to be willing to give you that information. If you don't need their phone number, then I wouldn't even ask for it. Basically, we're building our email list here. But if you put on that landing page 7, 8, 9 questions, then they are going to get skittish and they may not fill out the form and you may not get their email, right? If you have something like that, put that in your information that you email to them later on. For your call to action in building your email list, you just want their name and their email address. Somebody asked me, well, do I need their name? The wonderful thing about asking somebody for their name, at least their first name, which is what I do, is when I turn around and I email them with some information on building websites or attracting more money, I am able to address that email with their name at the top, that I'm able to personalize the email, Dear Carla or Dear Leon, that I would be able to have it addressed to them, that I know what their name is because they gave me their name in the opt-in. But you don't necessarily want to have a gazillion fields for them to fill out. Otherwise, they're really quickly gonna click away.
Yeah. We had a few people join. Welcome, Marcus and Karen. And I just want to recap a little bit of what you said. So one, to make it super easy, right? And the call to action to be big, colorful, like click here, and we want to say click here or point arrows. Remember like that we are being bombarded everywhere, like everybody's ADHD, right? Like our phone's going off, our kids are screaming, our thoughts are crazy. And so we don't want to have, people shouldn't have to think in order to do, right? To give us stuff. So we want to make it really easy for them. And that also goes into, you know, their name, which it's so funny. I've been having these thoughts and you're answering all the other things I've been saying. So the reason why you want the first name is for future use, where it actually feels really personal when you reply to them. Should I share this? So a little fun. Sometimes what I do is I put different first names and to see how many times that particular person, like if my list gets spammed somewhere else. So that's something fun that I do. Has nothing to do with what we're talking about, but thought I would throw that in there.
Something you said something that was pretty important though, that we have them only for about 3 seconds before they're going to look at the next Facebook post or they're scrolling down, what have you. You also want to have a great headline to be able to attract them to go to your landing page. Let's say you are promoting a class that you're getting ready to teach online, and you're using it through Facebook, or you're promoting on LinkedIn, or you're using your Google profile to be able to promote your upcoming class. You want to have a catchy headline that's going to grab people, that they're going to say, oh yeah, I absolutely want to get some more information about that, and click on it to be able to go to your landing page. That it is, a headline is one of the most powerful pieces of the marketing copy. Once you get them to the landing page, then you can spell out a little bit more information, but you do want to have that piece that you're able to grab them with their attention. Let me, real quick, I want to grab a fun tool as far as creating headlines. Let me see if I can find it on my computer real quick.
Great. As you're doing that, I'm going to say, I'm just going to share a little bit about headlines and stuff. Sometimes, at least this is true for me, when I started to learn about marketing, it was like the cheesy ass thing. Like people, like, it doesn't actually feel normal at first to write a good headline. Sometimes it might, but you know, like Frank Kern and all the, like the masters at copywriting, they recommend going and looking like at what are those silly magazines, Esquire, or like
Cosmopolitan. You know, the ones that, they have great headlines.
Totally. You know, like shed 900 pounds in 3 hours. You know, it's like, I don't want to say that, but it gets people's attention. And that's the thing, like, at least this is my story, and I know it's for a lot of, you know, people, maybe, I know a couple watching here. It's like our business is our brand, right? It's like, it's not like I'm selling t-shirts, even though I might. And so when we go to promote something or write a headline, we feel like that's a direct correlation to us. So we want to make sure that it's like perfect. And sometimes we have to get away from that. Like, there is no such thing as perfect, but sometimes we have to be a little bit cheesy to get people's attention.
Yeah, that's funny. I also want to grab another link to be able to share with folks here.
Yeah, congruent at least. Yeah, and congruent. Tatum. That's been my story too. So, it's funny on how that, like, at the beginning, like, congruency might feel like really tiny, but the more that you do it, it's like, oh yeah, I can be cheesy this far, and I could be. I'm saying cheesy because that's what resonates with me. So we're at a half an hour. And so we have another about 30 minutes. So if anybody has any websites they would like us to look at, post them in the chat. And if you would like to come in and join us on video and ask some questions, let us know that in chat too. And I will open up the seat to make this a dialogue.
In chat, Carla, if I can share. So I just posted in the chat a landing page that has converted really well for me.
Great.
And what I wanted to share, that's 5 surefire money secrets to attracting more money now, right? That
Yes,
is
please.
a great headline. And what I wanted to share about it is the actual, the ones and zeros behind it is, this is a, we talk about landing pages, but there's actually a particular software out there that is like really good at putting together landing pages, and that's called leadpages.net. And it is a program online that, and I just shared the link to it. It's a program online where they've already scientifically designed templates that are cosmetically appealing. They speak to the idea of having just one thing to do on your landing page, and they kind of get the lizard brain going, like, oh my gosh, yes, I absolutely want to click on this button and get this thing. So Lead Pages is a great piece of technology software to be able to create that landing page to build your email list. What you need with Lead Pages is you also need your email marketing software, any of them. Carla, which one do you use?
I use ActiveCampaign.
ActiveCampaign is one. GetResponse is another one. MailChimp, iContact, Constant Contact. These are email software programs that are relatively inexpensive that you would be able to use to be able to build your email list. The landing page is the front end, and the email marketing software is the back end, where you are asking them for their name and email address. It goes into your database, and then using your email software, you configure what they call an autoresponder that fires off and sends them their free downloadable product. And you're already starting to build a rapport with them in that first interaction.
And I'll say a little hack to that, because for most of these, so for people who are just getting started, our budgets are really tight. And $10 a month or $20 a month might not sound like a lot of money, but for all these things that we do, it absolutely adds up at the end of the month. Yeah. And so if you're just growing your list and you're on a free, like MailChimp, for example, and you don't want to pay to do the autoresponder, what you can do is put the gift in the thank you page that comes up. So you could embed like so they send you their email list, and then they get like a thank you for being here. And then anyway, am I making sense?
Yeah. Can I address some of the ones? Because some folks are sharing some really nice landing pages. Tatum, I just went to yours. That is awesome. As soon as you hit that web page, there is a little lead box that pops up that says join our newsletter. That is perfect. That's exactly what we're talking about. I also want to check out Crimson Symphony. I want to look at this one real quick.
Yay, Tatum.
At the very top, it has join our newsletter today. Above the fold, great job. Simple. It only asks for your email address. Subscribe now. Bam. You've made exchange. And you have join our newsletter today. And you may even want to put other opportunities for people to download some free information. Okay, now we've got took maybe about 3 seconds. But now there's a little lead box that pops up, Kingdom of Rock, where that has email address, subscribe now, another opportunity. That one looks great. Does anybody else? I feel like I missed the last decade with all of this stuff.
I want to ask, I'm going to pick your brain on this. So,
Okay.
Both of them talked about joining the newsletter.
Yes.
Right? Now, to me, that's not juicy, but I don't know them. Actually, I know Tatum. I would join, and I do want to join Tatum's newsletter. But if these are people,
speak to that. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, that's like, how can we make it juicier to get people to, like, what's in it for me? That's the first thing that comes in.
Yeah. So joining somebody's newsletter is old school almost, in a sense, that they want to know what they're getting. I don't necessarily want to sign up for a newsletter. I get hundreds of emails a day. If I'm signing up for something, it's because I want something that you're promoting. If it is, what are the most intriguing texts that a man would read from a woman? Well, I want to download whatever that is, I want to find out what those texts are where I can always get him to respond to me. Those are the kinds of things that you want to be able to promote. I have I might be able to find it. I have a link that has like 101 great lead magnets that you would be able to use on your website. If you guys even find one or two of those that you would be able to use to build your email list, I'm just going to look real quick, Carla, to see if I can find that to share with everybody.
Yeah, as you're doing that, I'm going to speak to a couple of things. So one thing Tatum said, I don't have anything to give away yet. So that's perfect. Like, I'm not, I hope people didn't hear that as a criticism, but I'm always looking, how can we make it better? Right. So absolutely. If we don't have anything else, like mine, I'm not actually giving away anything except like healings, and I'm selling stuff. So I'm in the process of actually creating lead magnets, and then tripwires. The other thing that I'm going to say about that is the rule of thumb is for your what's called a lead magnet, right? So we're magnetizing. We want to get their email, and they want to have something that's worth giving their email to. And they want to. The rule of thumb is they should be able to digest it in like 10 minutes. So giving away a book is actually nowadays considered not a great lead magnet, because how many people do that and then they never look at it? So give them like, one chapter from that book, or, 3 things that is going to change their life today, and then sell that book for like $2.99 or something to go a little bit further. So that's sort of the rule of thumb is, the lead magnets of books have gone down, the rates, because people aren't doing it, but they're up for like quick tips.
I just spammed everybody, Carla.
I was going to say, holy Jesus.
These are a couple of ideas that you'd be able to use for lead magnets. Digital Marketer, they're great. 9 lead magnets. Also, GetResponse has a blog about some 19 ideas for killer lead magnets. 50 lead magnet ideas from Publishing Social. I think there was one more. Looks like I might have not grabbed that last one. Let me see if I can find that last one. 23 lead magnet ideas. See if I can fix that one.
I didn't see your 2 lead magnets yet. Let me check on that. And I'm gonna also do another, like, she put up Digital Marketer. I'm a member of Digital Marketer, and it rocks my world. What they offer, and it's definitely, everything that they do is brilliant in my opinion. So
So for the 2 lead magnets, I only saw what obviously showed up for me was the option to be able to sign up for your newsletter. So
Me
I
too.
went back to the website to look. Latest episode. Yeah, it's not super obvious jumping out at me. How to sell plastic discs with your music. This might be a video. Lead magnet. I see the Join the Kingdom of Rock newsletter pop up again. That jumped out at me.
Do you wanna hop in on the video
Yeah, I
and
think,
actually
yeah.
chat with us? Okay, great. Matt.
Hey guys,
Oh, hi Matt.
Hey, how are you?
how's it going? Yeah,
Good.
there's some links at the top that one of them is a like menu links. One of them is a Dave Ramsey book giveaway because I help educate musicians on personal finance as part of my podcast. Kingdom of Rock is like a music entrepreneur podcast where I help musicians figure out ways to make money, and financial freedom and being out of debt is a really good way to make money. You know, so
Yeah.
so I've got some books from Dave Ramsey, and I'm giving them away as lead magnets. I'm going to do like a drawing at the end of the month, and I
It's
haven't.
not grabbing me, Matt.
Do you see it?
Yeah, it needs to pop out. It's just in the menu bar, which means nothing to me. I don't even read them, to be
Well,
honest.
I promote the landing pages via social media, so
Okay.
that's kind of like an entry point to my website via some social media posts. But to be honest with you, I thought the book giveaway I would get a lot of people, and I've only gotten about maybe one person.
Yeah.
And
Where's your book giveaway? I don't see it
it's
on your
the
website.
okay, let me look here. Since I
Is
thought I
it
knew.
the Musicians Get Out of Debt Total Money
Yes,
Makeover
yes,
Book Contest?
yes.
Okay. Yeah. See, that wasn't super obvious for me. So that might be something that you want to put with it got lost in the menu.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, I'm using.
So I didn't know that it was something that I could download.
Yeah, there's 2 download links, or a download link and a book giveaway contest.
Okay.
So the guide, the musicians
Free
ultimate.
music biz resource
Yes,
guide.
right. That's a PDF lead magnet. It's like that a really good idea for a lead magnet
Yeah.
is, we do research all the time, and we have all these links that we save on our menu bars and what have you. What you can do is you can actually export, like make one folder and drag all your folders into there, organized into categories, and then you can export that as an HTML file and then copy and paste that into a PDF. And all of a sudden you write a few paragraphs and you have a resource guide based on your niche and all of the different things that you use to research, whether it's blogs, different
With
products.
links to those resources.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's a really
So
easy way to do a lead magnet.
Know that.
I just want to say that my brain totally melted on that description. Like, it sounded really easy, and then I tried to figure out like how to do what you just said, and I kind of got lost. So will you just say that one more time of the
Okay.
technique that you use?
All right, so
The idea I get.
I use Chrome. And so
Uh-huh.
what I do is I show the bookmarks bar, and I put folders on the bookmarks bar that categorize the type of links that I save. Okay. So, and you can do that in Internet Explorer. There's a folder on your hard drive that has all of your links in it. And so what
Okay.
you do is you just use Chrome and you export your links, and it will export it as a .html file.
Okay.
All right, which you could import into another browser, but you can also open that HTML file and copy and paste all of that information, which already has all the hot links and everything in it,
Got it.
into like a Word document and make a PDF out of it.
Got it.
So that's like
Okay. Awesome.
so that's a super easy way to make a lead magnet. But I'm really, my biggest challenge so far, I have over 1 million people on Google Plus. And so I
Wow.
have a pretty big following, social media following. I'm endorsed in different music companies and stuff, and I'm trying to get out of my day job and monetize what I'm doing full time. I'm working on my Patreon page today, just trying to make it happen. I'm going to start a membership site for musicians, but my biggest trouble is conversions. I can get people to go to the site, but I just don't have the right lingo or the right thing that's triggering them to do something. And so maybe.
So if I can speak to that, so I was in the same boat for years. I just wasn't getting people to sign up to my email list. And when I started using lead pages, it was cosmetically appealing and designed specifically to be able to get people to sign up to your email list. So lead pages is something you may want to take a look at as far as I'm going to use the term lizard brain again, right? Somebody lands on it and it's designed specifically to have, the template is designed specifically to have people opt in. And you can't do a whole lot with the template, Matt. It's these colors, this font, like they've specifically engineered these things to be able to have folks to opt in.
Yeah, I'm using a combination right now of ConvertKit and SumoMe. For SumoMe is doing the pop-ups, and ConvertKit is doing the landing pages, and I also have ClickFunnels that I'm going to start using more, but that's more of a squeeze page type thing for webinars and selling things and what have you. But yeah, lead pages. After I got all that, I'm like, oh, do I really want to pay, for one more service, on my website? My wife's getting ready to strangle me because I'm not generating money in it. So, I mean, not literally, but 20 years of marriage, you can say that. Yeah.
ClickFunnels is good. Lead page is the one thing that Regina she did mention, but they also go by your profession. So musicians versus coaches versus executives, you could click what you do, and then at the top, it'll say like most used or highest conversions for your particular field. So when she's talking about like they do research, like they research to the like where people are clicking, right? Like, so they designed it where it's really plug and play. You just type in your copy, and then you could do A/B split testing with your copy. Like, it's brilliant. And it's only, I mean, not only as it's not a lot of money, but it's only like a few $100s for a year, which if you get one sale, like it's it's almost a no-brainer.
Yeah. No, you might have just sold me.
That one piece that Carla shared. So Matt, if you were to go to Lead Pages and create a page, the first thing you have to do is say what industry you're marketing, right? So you say whether you're in business, whether you're in music, whether you're in health, whether you're in the coaching industry, and then you go and build your landing page, right?
Yeah.
So what happens after that is it's also tracking how many times people are clicking on that link, and that's how they are able to use an algorithm to tell people, hey, if you're looking to build a landing page in the marketing, in the music industry, these templates have worked really well. Like that information is already available to you because that's how they're publicizing it.
Yeah, because I've been studying online entrepreneurs, and like John Lee Dumas, he lists all the different apps and stuff that he uses, and so I basically created my business plan based around those apps, and I'm trying to like figure out why is he using this, and but I couldn't figure out Lead Pages. I'm like, you already have all those services here. Why would you go pay extra for that company? And so that explains it now. That's the best explanation I've heard so far.
Yeah.
So Leon wanted to hop on. Leon, what did you want to speak to about this question or ask?
Matt, welcome. I've actually seen you on some Matthew stuff as well. What I'll say is you've got so many people, I can tell you won't be able to manage those, that list that big. But the best way to look at it, segmentation, because there's two types of people, a browser versus buyer. And yes, your objective, which is to segment, is down. Obviously, the music industry is very, very big. I've got two studios. So you can't get the engineer, the guitar player talking the same language. So let's try to narrow this down. You've got to have data on understanding what these people do, when they are. You really got to say, all right, don't just come with a list and give them exactly the same thing. Add lots of value. Who do you want to start with first? And when try and get some data on them to provide them the right information, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, no, that does. The question is, though, how do you do that except, like, I'm a networker, so my primary way of getting information that is comfortable for me, that I actually thrive in, is face-to-face. But unfortunately, well, I'm going to start, actually, maybe this will solve the problem. I'm signing up for GoToMeeting, and I'm going to start doing weekly webinars. And I'm hoping that will bring in the people that I can poll and figure out what they need.
Okay, right. Okay, just rewind.
Or do
back.
more blabs.
Well, yeah.
Okay, but there you go. There's another one. More importantly, compile a survey to ask, what do you want? All right. Remember, it's not about you. It's about the customer.
Right.
Yeah,
Yes.
and what they want. When you start to understand that, everybody will fall into place, because we're all people going.
And that's what I heard Matt say, that he was looking to listen and put those go-to meetings together. Matt, Carla and I use Zoom a lot. Zoom.us is a really super easy one where you can set up a meeting and have people to be able to interact with people online.
Kind
You're
of
also
like
able to share your screens. Yeah, this one you can't share your screen so much, but like with Zoom, I'm in the IT field, right? And Leon's in the IT field. So with Zoom, I can actually share the screen, see what somebody else is looking at on their web page. I can even help them edit their web page. That's really cool about Zoom.
Yeah.
But what you were saying was, in listening to your community, that's a great idea to be able to find out what they're looking for. Leon said putting together a survey, sending that out to your email list or your 1,000 people that you have connected through Google profile. Million. Oh, shit. Way to go. Yeah, you already have an audience that has your listening, right? So it's you turning around and saying, tell me about you. Yeah, and making yourself available to listen to your tribe. Way to go.
The one thing, which is kind of the point of this blab, I do want to point out on your website is, like, how can you, like, when someone lands there, like I love the picture there, like I'm really curious. I'm like a monkey with a crown, like I'm so pulled in, but like there's nothing for me to click or to get. Like if something was here that could be built into this, where I don't know, you could play off of these things. I'm not techie, but I don't want to say this is wasted space, but I'm going to say it's wasted space.
Yeah, it's I really wanted to brand. I'm a brander, so that was a big important part for me. And the graphic, I had a friend of mine draw. It was a concept graphic, and it's supposed to resemble the decline of the music industry and a bunch of artists taking over, and we don't know squat about business, and so you've kind of got the monkey sitting on there with a crown on his head. We're the new kings of the kingdom of rock, but we don't know what we're doing because we're not business people, and so but how do I guess
what about
go ahead.
Okay, so and I'm just going to pretend that you have lead pages, because this is the lingo that we know. So lead pages, kind of like what Tatum had, like a thing that like dropped down and, like join my newsletter here. So you don't actually have to change that logo, but something that comes down that speaks to those pains of like.
And Matt, you have those. Sorry, Carla, I didn't mean to interrupt. He does have pop-up boxes, and it may just be tweaking the pop-up boxes to sell the money book. I did share that lead magnet in there, but instead of those pop-up boxes being join my newsletter, it may just be using a little bit sharper marketing copy that says get this free thing and get it now.
And a lot of that stuff, like I'll run upstairs after I get done with this blab and just hammer out a bunch of changes because it's like time right now. It's time. I'm a weekend warrior. Like I'm off today. I had some things to take care of. So I've done all this as a weekend warrior. I'm a retired military guy, 20 years in the Air Force and kind of reinvented myself. Hey, no problem. And I had a little shorter hair back then, but you know, but yeah, it's really just a matter of time because I'm learning all these best practices, but then you got to go implement it, you know, and it's like, I've built all that stuff by myself. I've done it all by myself, you know, and so now I'm trying to tweak everything and get it humming so that my marketing funnel starts bringing in people to my email list. And then I'm working on a membership site right now. I just got a new iPad with a tripod mount, and I'm going to start shooting videos where we educate musicians on everything from web design, social media, you know, marketing, branding, business. I'm interviewing rock stars, like I did Michael Sweet from Stryper the other day. Interviewing Megadeth's guitar bass player soon, and I interview. I have some pretty big social media titans that I'm going to have on the show. That as soon as I get a little time to do it, but I'm bringing people from outside of the industry as well. You know, so maybe I'll have one of you guys on the show, or both of you guys. We should do a blab.
Hey, I would love that.
Do a blab about musicians.
Helping musicians to be able to get themselves out into the world. That's awesome.
We could do like an email episode or something.
Totally. And that's in my niche too, Matt. Like I help healers and artists grow their business. And I work a lot with the inner game because to me, that's what it all is. Yeah. And so that's where I really excel. So we could help each other.
I love your tapestry back there, by the way.
Oh, thank you.
Isn't that awesome?
That's a cool background. This is my little world. And then here, this is my new child.
Oh, a harp! Oh my gosh, that's beautiful.
Yep.
Oh,
let's see if it's
my word.
Here, let me show you the inlay on it. It's pretty cool. It's kind of metal.
I love inlays. Something that's gorgeous. I love the fire. Something that I'm starting to do on these. So this blab is conversations with Carla and interviewing experts. Another series that I'm doing is having artists do a little concert, like a 20-minute show, and then promoting their stuff. Okay. So
I mean, I'm all about it. Promotion. That's the number one. That's the difference between a rock star and a musician is marketing and promotion. And you know, it's like you know, and I don't want to hijack your show, but one thing I've been thinking about a lot lately, and I've been talking about, is with here at Blab, the value of social proof. And all you have to do, like if I just came into a Blab and was here with no background, no anything, right? I would just be another person on Blab. I might have something interesting to say, you know, but people are not going to be captivated by, you know, just somebody like, hey, what's up? I'm on Blab, right? But if I go into a celebrity Blab, you know, like a social media person, like I've talked to like Grant Cardone, I've talked to Michael Stelzner today, you know, I've talked to, you know, Chris Ducker the other day, you know, just different people. And then you get you with Blab, then you tell a little bird and you got your picture and your Twitter account with other people. And then what you do is you take that link to the Blab and you put it on your news media page on your website, which will create an SEO link to that includes you to, like if you type Matt Gibson, Grant Cardone, it shows up on the internet. So eventually that social proof and this is how I really made my success on Google is Hangouts. In the early days of Hangouts is those type of relationships, you know? And so you just start building that link and it brings you up in the perception of, you know, you're not a boring just person. Yeah. Visibility, you know? And then look here, you know, I could come into any Blab and and I'll just sit here with my guitar and not say anything. And it doesn't take any amount of time for someone to go, hey, could you, what are you doing? Could you play that or what you know, so you got to create an interest, you know, but it's kind of just like lead magnets too. So
yeah,
you got to bring
there's interest.
Well, we are coming up on the hour, and someone else is trying to hop on here. I think we're going to call it a wrap because both Regina and I actually have something to, we have another appointment shortly. So Matt, I just want to say thank you so much for hopping on. Your wisdom was great. I hope you got value out of some of our insights to help you as well.
I'm going to go implement it right now. or I won't. It'll be another month before I get to it. So
I think you will. We'll send you some.
I hope you do.
All right.
Find me on Twitter so I can take a look at what your lead page looks like.
Yeah, I followed you. So
okay, cool.
Hit me up anytime. Thanks.
All right.
Fantastic.
Thank you, Matt. All right. So Regina, do you mind doing just a quick recap of the practices?
Okay, yeah, sure will. Okay, so for a landing page, something that's really going to get some conversions is for you to have only one thing to do on the page, to have a very simple form, minimal information, just name and email address. You have your call to action above the fold. And one thing we didn't mention, Carla, so I'll just throw this in here, is to focus on your potential clients' pain points,
yes.
Right? What it is that they are looking for and why they're looking for that particular thing. You want to focus on their pain points and using your marketing copy to the best of your ability. And make your call to action super obvious. Tell them what to do. Click this button and enter your name and email address. So those are some of the things that make for a super awesome landing page to be able to get people onto your email list.
Awesome. All right, so we're gonna call it a wrap. Regina, thank you so much for sharing your wisdom and your time and helping all these amazing folks. To find out more about Regina, I know we have your stuff.
Oh, yep. Let me put my website out there, Extraordinary Executives, where I am helping people to build their business online. Great. And there you go. You
Awesome.
Can get information about me, contact me. Also, I'm hoping to have more blabs with Carla because she's super fun and she makes me look good. So we'll be doing more of these in the future. So absolutely follow us on Twitter.
Absolutely. Yep. And then for me, I do offer anyone who's on these blabs or watching the recording, if you would like to have a sample of what I offer and how I could help you especially now during the holidays, a lot of people under stress and anxiety, go ahead and click on the holiday healings. And then I also, I threw my website up there, although I am in the process of being rebranded. So that's another thing I was a little nervous about, sharing my website with all y'all when I'm in the middle of rebranding, but it's good. It's like, we don't have to be perfect.
Okay. Yep. We just have to get it done.
We just have to do it. Done is better than perfect. So get her done. All right. I'm going to end the recording.